For this first question, we're going to solve some equations. This first one is a two-step equation. When you're faced with an equation like this, the first thing you do is you deal with this negative 8 here. The way to deal with that negative 8 is to add 8 to both sides of the equation. If you add 8 to both sides of the equation, it will disappear from this side and contribute to this side. So on this side, if we've got 4x subtract 8 and then we add 8, we're left with 4x. And on this side, if we do 2 add 8, then we get 10. Now we've got 4x, and the way to deal with this 4 at the front is to divide by 4 on both sides. So we divide by 4. So on this side, 4x divided by 4 is just x, and on this side we've got 10 divided by 4. Now remember, on this paper it's a calculator, so you can use the calculator to get 10 divided by 4, which is 2.5. So the answer to this question, x equals 2.5. For this next one, we've got a few things we need to do this time. There's 3 steps. We've got to deal with this 3 here, this 6 here, and this 2 here. And you do it in that order. So the first thing you do if you've got a big fraction like this is deal with the number on the bottom. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3. So if we multiply the left side by 3, that gets rid of the 3 on the bottom. So we've got 2x plus 6. And if we multiply 12 by 3, we get 36. Now it looks a bit like the first equation we dealt with now, just different numbers and a different sign. So we've got the 2 more steps to go. We subtract 6 from both sides, and that removes this 6 here, so we've got 2x, and then 36, take away 6 is 30. And then finally divide by 2 on both sides, and you're left with x, and then 30 divided by 2, 15. So the answer to this one is x equals 15. Okay, there are 2 more equations to solve. In this one here, we have x's on both sides of the equation. We've got 8x on the left and 3x on the right. When you have a situation like this, you need to collect the x's on the same side and the numbers on the opposite side. The side that's easiest to collect the x's on is the one where there's most x's already. So here we have 8x on the left and 3x on the right. So we'll collect the x's on the left. This means that this 3x at the moment, which is on the right, is in the wrong place. So we subtract 3x from both sides. And if you subtract 3x from this side, you've got 8x take away 3x is 5x. We've still got plus 20 on that left side. And on this side, well, that 3x is gone now, because we've done 3x take away 3x, so we're just left with negative 15. Now this looks like a 2-step equation like we solved before. So you deal with this plus 20 by subtracting 20 from both sides. If you subtract that 20 there, we're just left with 5x. And then negative 15 subtract 20, you've got to be careful here, is negative 35. And then finally divide both sides by 5. And you're left with x on this side and negative 7 on this side, because this negative sign here is important. So if it was 5x equals 35, that would be 7, but it's not, it's negative 35, so the answer is negative 7. For this next one here, it's really similar. We're going to have x's on both sides, but we've got brackets on both sides. So the first thing we do is expand those brackets. So if I multiply out the left hand side, I do 2 times x is 2x here, and then 2 times 6 is 12, and then that equals, and on this side, 6 times x, 6x, and then 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. So now it's like what we had before, but only the more x's are on the right hand side, so it's this 2x that's in the wrong place. So if we subtract 2x from this side and subtract 2x from this side the 2x disappears and we're left with 12, and on this side 6x take away 2x, 4x, and then negative 18 is still there. So this is now a 2-step equation. It looks a bit different because we've got the x bit on the right hand side, but we still do exactly the same rules and we'll get our answer. So deal with this negative 18 by plussing 18 to both sides. On this side, 12 plus 18 is 30, and on this side, 4x, well, negative 18 and plus 18 cancel out, so we just got 4x. So all we do now is divide by 4, and divide by 4. 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. Again, that's not a problem because we've got a calculator paper now, so 7.5 equals x, or if you write it the other way around, x equals 7.5.